Welcome to your daily focus for February the 9th, 2023. Well, today, haste makes waste. So we'll talk about that and so much more. Let's start at the beginning. I'm Tilly. This is Tara with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. We have the nine energy today, and the nine energy is about clearing space. It's about putting an ending on things, completing things, healing, allowing in healing, another day of allowing in healing. But more importantly, we're doing it with a mission. We're doing it to open up spaces in our life for new beginnings, new starts, new adventures, new relationships, new ways of thinking, being, doing, becoming. If we look at the numerology of the day, we would go a 2 plus a 9 plus a 7, and that gives us the 18 energy. That's our heart center. That's our inner child. That's feeling confident. That's feeling, I heard structured, but balanced within ourselves. A peace of mind within ourselves. And I think today we should look at our inner child. We should look at our creativity, our magic, our talents, our abilities, and how we can utilize them and what things we're doing now that really don't bring out our best qualities, our best potential. And utilizing the nine energy in such a way. We have the sun in Aquarius, and by the time most of us wake up, the moon will have entered Libra. So, definitely about relationships. It's about creating harmony, creating beauty. Mercury and Mars are talking up in the sky, and this is where haste makes waste. We need to slow it down. We can have a very productive day if we slow it down, if we pace ourselves, if we don't try and take too big of a bite or juggle too many things at once. Okay, we can accomplish so much more if we carefully devise a plan of action. Okay, rather than being hasty, rather than, we forget some details, or we might say something, our communication, Mercury, our communication, we may say something very abrupt or insensitive without meaning to, if we're just a little bit too quick on the draw with our comebacks and our responses. And so take a step back if you can today, okay, and really think through what you're about to say, what you're about to do. We'll want to rush. We will be very impatient. We'll be very impatient when people are talking to us. We'll be like, okay, get to the end, get to the punchline. We don't want to stand around. We don't want to talk. We don't want to wait. And even in our movements, we can be very abrupt, moving faster than we're thinking, which can, ultimately end up in pure disaster sometimes. But this mental kind of tension that we'll have will stir us into action. We could get very constructive, and so long as we pace ourselves, so long as we say, okay, we're going to do this right now, we're going to focus on this, now we're going to move over here, and just kind of keeping it and taking time outs and resting, and it could be a very constructive, productive day for you. Moon in the afternoon, I think the moon is opposing Jupiter. And so we might be tempted to go a little overboard to combat some kind of boredom in our life. So just be careful of that energy. It's not going to be, days of energy, but it's going to show up. So if you're bored, make sure. Now it could be trying to push you out of your comfort zone too. That could be a very real thing. So look at why you're feeling this way. Okay, and is it just simple boredom, or do you need to move in a new direction, into a new environment? Okay, let's get to the cards, shall we? So thank you very much, everybody, for all the beautiful reviews. I'm in the process of answering them. Thank you, truly. You guys rock, and I'm humbled, absolutely. Thank you for those who are joining me for the gratitude every morning. I know I had a little bit of an oops this morning. It didn't come out. I didn't, I thought I scheduled it, but I didn't schedule it. So, and I was not up at 5 a.m. to do that. I do it when I get up, as I'm sure you do. And somebody asked me, can I do it after if I've already, gone through the day? Of course you can. They're out there to start your day with gratitude, but including gratitude into your life at any time during the day is a worthwhile venture for yourself. Okay, our shadow card today is, oh gosh, it's back. The Three of Swords. Healing, recuperation. I went into a lot of depth yesterday on this card, and now I know why, because we are going to be still dealing with it today. So it's about healing, allowing healing in, allowing forgiveness in. Okay, and if you're trying to imagine an apology, say, okay, so you're imagining them apologizing to you so that you can move past it, and okay. So if they came and they said, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to do it, would you feel better once you heard that apology? Maybe, but probably not. But if they came to you and said, what, I meant to hurt you. I knew what I was doing was a rotten thing, but I kept doing it anyways. And I knew I was getting under your skin, and I don't know why I wanted to do that, but I took pleasure in it, and I'm sorry. Well, it would probably sound a little bit realer to you. And that's because your soul won't accept a lie. So when you try to pretend they're going to say words to you that wouldn't be said, then this is why that kind of prayer, meditation, quiet thought process doesn't work, okay? So, and I think you'd be a little bit more apt to forgive. Now, I'm not saying to forgive. Okay, you may. I always say, forgive them for being too stupid to understand just what a beautiful thing they were blowing by being a part of, my life, your life, by treating you or me with more respect, right? Forgive them for being that stupid. But this is all about healing. This is all about forgiveness. Forgive yourself. I think I really went into it yesterday about forgiving yourself. Sometimes we can be our worst enemy. The self-talk. There's a part of our brain talks all day to us. So start seeing the beauty of who you are. Start telling yourself how beautiful you are. I have a new Moon Affirmations video up. I also have an I love you or I love me meditation. And if you do those meditations and you listen through them and you participate in them, then thank you, because that is a thank you, to me for doing it. But what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to get a piece of paper and a pen and write down some of those affirmations and start saying them as if you're already in that mindset, that person that you want to evolve into. Seeing your beauty, seeing your confidence, seeing your courage, seeing your own strength. And start pre-programming yourself a little bit in those ways. We have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords, we're standing. Be careful what you say today. Okay, you can build walls really easy today. Especially with Mercury and Mars that are talking up in the sky. It's going to be one of those days where you just can't take it back. It can't be unsaid. Now, in saying that, you also have to stand strong for who you are. True to who you are. And not be giving a part of yourself away or your power away, your time, your energy, your resources, unless it's a benefit to you as well. And don't worry, like-minded people are out there in the world. You're not the only one. So go in search of them. You'll find them. But don't compromise a part of yourself away today. And that is the Libra energy. Sometimes, we want to compromise in order to create the harmony, in order to create the beauty, but what are we willing to sacrifice in order to have that harmony there? Maybe that harmony can't be there until we talk some things through, we work some things out. And so we can't give a part of ourselves away just to make it go away, just to bring in the harmony. because it's harmony for everybody else, not really for you. It's a disservice to you. We have the Knight of Swords. Oh, yeah, we're going to want to jump on the back of our stallion, and we are going to want to raise our arm, and we're going to yell charge as we raise our sword in the air, aren't we? We get this feeling of we can go forward. We get this impatient. We want to rush into it. That's exactly what the Knight of Swords is about, is rushing into that challenge, wanting to succeed, wanting to overcome, and with the best of intentions, yes, but it's not, doesn't always work that way, does it? So we may do this. Okay, we probably will. So we want to give it as much thought as possible about what we're doing and slowing it down. Make sure that we're not insulting anybody or stepping on anybody's toes or ruffling their feathers or burning a bridge. Okay, so we do need to give it a little bit of thought, but I do believe that this kind of energy will be in us today. And plus, with the moon opposing Jupiter, right? We want to go overboard in some way to combat that boredom. So we might rush out and do something that really wasn't the best avenue to take. But we didn't give it any thought. So we need to back it up a little bit and give some thought to what we're doing. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says if you're working towards your dreams, then you have to roll up your sleeves and you have to get to work. And you have to do the mundane as well as the celebratory stuff, the fun stuff. It's about you holding the paintbrush to your future. You apply the paint. It's not going to happen unless you are there painting. So it's not going to happen if you don't do something towards your dream, your goal, your desire. However small, however little, one brush stroke at a time counts. Okay? You want to write a book and you're like, oh my gosh, break it down into bite-sized pieces. Absolutely. So you say to yourself, okay, you know what? I'm just going to write a page a day. I'm going to write one page a day. And at the end of the year, you would have a novel with 365 pages in it. So, but you have to show up. You have to at least take that paintbrush and put something onto the canvas each and every day and build that consistency, that work habit. And we're not going to have the patience to do a lot of that today. So really this is about us growing our own self-discipline to say, I know I don't feel like it, but I have to anyways. Okay, sometimes we have to self-discipline ourselves. Okay, we don't have our parents anymore. Why did we get our homework done? Because we couldn't leave our rooms. We couldn't go out and play with our friends. We weren't allowed to watch TV. That's why I got my homework done. It wasn't because, my parents said, "Oh, time to get your homework done." There were things that happened if I didn't get it done. I knew I had to get it done, even though I didn't want to do it. So I applied myself as haphazardly as I did so that I could go out and I could play with my friends and watch TV and do the things that I wanted to do. So sometimes, now that my parents aren't there to tell me that, sometimes I have to say, no, you can't. You can't do that until you do this. So let's get it over with. Let's do it. Let's get it done. And so it's kind of like that kind of energy, but showing up and making a consistent effort each and every day. You hold the paintbrush to your tomorrow. So we need to keep growing that picture until we have a finished portrait. We'll get a mantra card. And today's card is Angel of Miracles. Open your heart and expect a miracle. Open your heart, expect a miracle. Angels shine a divine light of intelligence made of the highest and purest of the Holy Spirit. Angel bestows gifts and miracles upon you, appearing in many forms: a bird, a butterfly, an animal, the brightest and only flower and blossom. When these synchronicities and miracles start to happen in your life, you know that the angels are with you. The angels also assist and guide you during life's challenges and changes, comforting you to the next stage of your journey. Anything is possible with the angels, so you can expect a positive outcome, knowing that the angels have heard your prayers. The mantra is, I believe in miracles. I believe in miracles. There are so many little tiny miracles that happen every single day. You know, when you think the odds of, when you run into somebody that you haven't seen in 10 years, the odds of the two of you being there, to come together after 10 years, to pick up where you left off, to reunite that friendship maybe. Or you meet somebody, you know, through some funky weird thing. Maybe you were standing in line at the coffee shop and the power went off, or they weren't taking, the debit and credit was down, they were only taking cash, and so everything was slower, and you got to talk to the person in front of you or behind you in line, and a friendship developed out of that, and then a business partnership developed out of that, or whatever it may be. Or maybe they sold you the car of your dreams, pennies on the dollar. Whatever. Miracles happen every single day, and we should expect them in our lives, because when you expect them, you start seeing them. So a beautiful mantra for today is, I expect miracles. I'm just going to put that one right back in the deck, because it ended up being face down, and we will cut them. If it really wanted to come out, now's its time. And we have the grizzly bear, power. The grizzly bear shows up today, power. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. I never give up. I will succeed. So I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. What feels right to you? What is the next move? If nothing else was a consideration, what would be your next move? Time, energy, resources, not a factor. What would be your next move? We have our grizzly bear standing next to us, giving us power, giving us strength, giving us courage to move forward in the way we want today. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.